Welcome back, everyone. We hope you enjoyed the break. Let us dive straight into the next series of expert lectures. Our first speaker in this session is an expert in advanced technologies and global innovation strategies, Mr. Saurabh Mohan Saxena, Global Managing Director, AHODS Technologies, Noida. He is an industry leader in mobility ecosystem with 26 years of versatile work experience globally with top Fortune MNCs and Indian corporates like GM, Tata, Delphi Automotive, ZF Hero in the field of visionary leadership, corporate planning and strategy, business development, sales and marketing, channel management, business operations, purchasing, supply chain and logistics, plant and warehouse, MGMT innovation and product engineering, facility, utility and administration, MGMT. Sir, the stage is yours. You may proceed now.
Hello. Good afternoon. Namaste. Thanks for invite John sir and my greetings to the RR group of institutions and I can see Boji over there and the students. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay. So thanks for the intro. Me, Saurabh Mohan Saxena, as right now there's so much technology innovation happening around, and I think you should be aware in terms of where the world is moving, in terms of a lot of the trends which are happening in terms of mobility and industry, and obviously mobility is now there's a whole trend of net zero and energy efficiency and carbon reduction, and that's how now most of the industries and everybody is trying to get to work on that lines, and the mobility industry has also moved towards that. Of course, EV, hydrogen, and many other kind of technologies are coming up, and that's how. So right now I am working in the field of hydrogen, which is the fuel cell and the hydrogen ice. This is the future technology, and the trends are going over there. Electric vehicles are already in the market. Maybe what I would do is play a small video wherein you guys can understand what I'm doing, and then we can take it from there.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to witness a revolution that will redefine the future of energy. Remembering the summer of '69, we are driving into tomorrow with the Advanced Hydrogen On-Demand System. AHOD, a groundbreaking global innovation for vehicles and industries that changes everything. It makes the next gen so happy that it hurts. No more wasted fossil fuels. No more choking emissions. This is where we say cuts like a knife to inefficiency and pollution. We are not just improving technology, we are creating a world as pure as heaven with the cleanest and most powerful rocket fuel. Hydrogen. Buckle up. The Advanced Hydrogen On-Demand System is here. The future starts now for your bikes, cars, and industries. It is a revolution in the making, powered by rocket fuel. Want to join the revolution? Scan the QR code to become a climate warrior and get get your exclusive Climate Warrior t-shirt delivered to you. Because like Groover from Vancouver says, everything I do it for you.
So basically, this talks of this talks. Was the audio clear, by the way?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so there are a lot of technologies which are coming up in order to show that, of course, in order to do things wherein we can reduce pollution, reduce emissions, and have the carbon footprint being reduced. And that's how, let me just cover a small bit of the details in terms of what is this screen clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically, as I was talking, we have to get to green energy and the clean energy, and that's how somehow my computer got stuck. Is the page changing to all of you?
Yes, sir. So
Okay,
sorry for the
so
interruption. Could you please minimize the mobile phone window?
this one, right?
Yes, sir.
I can if I put the will it remain? Okay, fine. So is it better now?
Yes, sir.
So yes, as I was talking about the sustainability drive, GHG emissions are becoming a problem, and whole of all the countries, United Nations, and everybody, as you know, India also has signed up on 2070 as the net zero targets. We have to reduce the emissions, and of course, last 100 years in engineering college and every place we have been studying about IC engines and related stuff in terms of power plants and everything, where coal was the major source of energy, fossil fuel was there, and we were using it. So renewable was very less, and that's how we have to switch, and a transition has to happen. And this is a drastic effort with which has to be happening. And AHOTS is quite ahead in terms of cutting this emissions, in terms of carbon which is being oozed out of the transport industry and everywhere. So what we are doing is we are not creating a new infrastructure, we are improving the current infrastructure. That is the current vehicles, the current industrial setups, the current the diesel generator power sets or whatever it is there, and that's how we are thinking future, but trying to act now. So there has been a very aggressive journey of last few years, where the whole concept came into picture in early 2000. And being a part of large corporations in the world, the top fortune companies, a lot of efforts were there inside, but then there was a complete movement from all the sides to work, and now the industrial movement has taken place. A lot of big companies have their net zero targets. They are transitioning to, the automotive industry is transitioning to EVs. The renewable energy, the smart grids are coming in, battery storages are coming in, and all that. So solar panels are anyway there. India is one of the leader in terms of solar usage in terms of energy. So this is how we were there in this sustainability drive, and we have developed product and services in line with that. for energy transition to achieve net zero initiatives, and to have a complete supply chain which is greener and cleaner. And this is a long journey where all the stakeholders across the planet have to come together. And COP30 was there, if you are aware. Are you aware there was a meeting of all the countries in COP30 in Brazil recently? So that's how it is. So yes, what happens when there's an energy transition, there's a huge money which needs to be spent, which is high capital cost. There are challenges of energy, like a fuel which you have to save, you have to store, and then transport and give it. The transportation of the fuel, the energy, and all that has to happen. So there's a lot of challenges wherein if you want to just solve the problem of pollution and reduction in GHG gases, there are a lot of issues which are there, as old infrastructure is available and we have to improve it. And of course, there's a low offtake. EVs are coming, but you don't see it too much. The supporting ecosystem is not available. The laws and the regulatory frameworks are not there. So, step by step things come up. And of course, you are dependent on the old fuel, which is the fossil fuel. So, you cannot change overnight. So it is a long journey which has to happen. And that's how, since I was in this field and, I own the patent in terms of this hydrogen technology. Hydrogen has also similar issues in terms of producing it at one place, then storing it, and then taking it for dispensing, which of course is in the mobility space and other uses of hydrogen. So which is the new fuel. I think you might have heard in newspapers for the car which is done by Toyota and driven by Nitin Gadkari ji and all. So this is how now hydrogen is coming as a big fuel. Of course, water is the basic raw material to produce it. So that's how it is produced, green hydrogen. And that's a new world which is coming in, where energy will be all renewable and the fuel will be clean without any emissions. So yes, we have the value prop. What we are trying to do is not create a new infrastructure, but use the current infrastructure. And that's how, we have been acknowledged at different levels in European Union by a lot of G20 nations of France, Germany, Australia, America and all. And we have also created the world record along with Indian Army as well. So at one of the forefront with highest sports for locations. And the value proposition is, of course, we are cutting the emissions of any equipment where we install our AHOTS modules. And of course, as per the UN, laws and all, it is scope 1, scope 2. A company or an institution can cut its carbon emission, then their suppliers can do it, and their sub suppliers can do it. So that's how the ecosystem builds. And this is what we are doing. So application is in the case of DG sets, the facilities, buildings, telecom towers, any sites, data centers, vehicles, bikes, scooters, cars, all that. So in terms of research, we have done a lot of work on that, where we blend hydrogen along with the fuel, so we can convert any vehicle or any engine into a clean engine. So the gases which comes out of the exhaust pipe, they just spoil everything in terms of traffic and everything. What we do is we augment through our modules into the IC engine as a retrofitment kit, and it cuts the pollution by 60-70%. Because as you must have studied, most of the energy efficiency of the old engines is only 25 to 30-40%, wherein most of the heat is waste in exhaust or losses, and only less can be used in terms of power. So what we do is that's how we use hydrogen on demand. We don't store it on any engine, and we cut the emissions by 70%. And that's how what happens, since hydrogen is 4 times more powerful than fossil fuel, less of amount of fuel is required, and we also have the saving over there. So there's a return on investment. Of course, for you young guys and girls studying in engineering college, there's a lot of movement happening towards this now. The technologies, the industries, the future work is going to align. Digital revolution is happening, as well as the climate revolution is happening. So that's how the vehicle pollution, everything, the laws are coming to the place where the industry cannot run if they are emitting bad gases or using, recycling, not recycling. So there are a lot of laws coming in. So we as a company is already, awarded, and we have got approvals in place, and that's how, by pollution boards and everything, and that's how we are moving. We are in the market already, and of course present across many places in the country. We are using it for various places, like big companies, Nestle, Toyota. They have adopted this, and you can see the emission is reduced drastically. So the application is in DG sets, boilers, furnaces, off-highway vehicles, and everything. Of course, it is awarded, by many ministries. We have showed it in Auto Expo, in Aero India and International Solar Alliance, Energy Week. Uber gave a sustainability award of 1 crore of rupees. Indian Oil has signed up an MOA with us, and Walmart, the largest company, has given us Global Tech Award. So a lot of work which we have done. We were ranked in top 10 companies as new companies in terms of breakthroughs. Yes, we created a world record along with in last year along with Indian Navy at Canggu, which is one of the posts which is there at the forefront. So yes, a lot of work with a lot of means, of course, Indian Army and Navy. So yes, what we do is cutting emissions in which is the forefront of the technology. So well, that's what you need to understand as students now. Everything what happens has to be in terms of direction of clean technology, as in all domains of work like electronics, electrical, mechanical have to drive towards that. So all the processes have to be seen that they are kind of net zero or decarbonizing. So yes, this is what are some of the results that we drastically reduce the emissions and all that stuff. And yeah, so this is all bit about us. Maybe I'll play one more video for you guys to understand, and then I think.
With the air quality in Delhi turning severe, the AQI at 11 a.m. on Sunday was 457.
Well, air pollution continues to be a big killer across Europe. Car emissions make up nearly half the pollution in the air right now.
To put a solution onto a vehicle wherein we produce hydrogen and we eliminate the maximum, which is the most difficult part, which is transportation of hydrogen. We produce hydrogen and we use the hydrogen in the current IC engine. So your car, my car, or any car for that matter, truck, buses, they are burning fossil fuel and they are treating post-combustion. What we are doing is cutting the fuel itself and augmenting it with the cleanest fuel available, which is hydrogen. So we produce hydrogen on board, on demand, we use it and clean the tailpipe emissions. And when do we do it? We are trying to do it now. Yeah, of course, hydrogen and fuel cell is the future. Hydrogen is the holy grail which will be there in the market for next 200 years. Electricity, of course, EVs are coming, but it will be finally fueled by hydrogen, which is the most clean fuel, and it is the most available, abundant material available in the universe, whole of universe. Imagine the atomic number of 1. So hydrogen has a lot of future. Right now, of course, it is evolving. We have been governed by the fossil fuel always in the mobility space. But now with this clean fuel technologies, this will change the whole paradigm of our emissions and net zero carbon, which we are targeting as India in 2070. This will take it over there. गाड़ी है, एक आम गाड़ी है, जिसके अंदर हमने ये हाइड्रोजन ऑन डिमांड का जनरेटर लगाया. हम लोग इसको जनरेटर कहते हैं आज की भाषा में. जो बुद्धिजीवी हैं वो उसको इलेक्ट्रोलाइजर बोलेंगे. तो इलेक्ट्रोलाइजर से हम हाइड्रोजन प्रोड्यूस करते हैं और उसको इमीडिएटली अपने आईसी इंजन में इस्तेमाल कर लेते हैं. वी रेगुलेट द हाइड्रोजन सो दैट जो कंबशन है वो बेस्ट होता है. हाइड्रोजन क्लीनेस्ट फ्यूल है, जिसकी वजह से जो टेल पाइप एमिशंस हैं वो स्टैंडर्ड से भी कम हो जाते हैं.
वाहनों में महज 20% हाइड्रोजन ईंधन के प्रयोग से ही कार्बन उत्सर्जन में 80 से 85% तक की कमी आ जाती है.
Can make any vehicle a fit vehicle and a clean vehicle and a green vehicle. एंड ऑफ कोर्स दूसरा काम हम इसमें साथ साथ कर रहे हैं, ये जितना भी डेटा है ये हम इसको कलेक्ट कर रहे हैं थ्रू इंजन डेटा एंड इट गेट्स स्टोर्ड ऑन टू द क्लाउड सो दैट वी नो हर गाड़ी नंबर ने कितना तेल बचाया, कितना उसने एमिशन कम किया। अगर हम 10 लाख गाड़ियां कर लेते हैं, जो हमारी 5 करोड़ गाड़ियां आज की डेट में पूरे हमारे देश में चल रही हैं, तो 10 लाख गाड़ी भी तो हम भारत सबसे आगे होगा कि हमने हाइड्रोजन का इस्तेमाल किया।
तो ये ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन जो है ये इसके ऊपर कार, ये भविष्य का फ्यूचर है, इकोनॉमिकली भी बहुत सस्ता है, प्रदूषण से मुक्त है और हमारे देश के लिए तो जो इंपोर्ट करते हैं उनके लिए तो वरदान है। तो ये जो टेक्नोलॉजी, इसमें इतने स्टार्टअप अब अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं कि मुझे खुशी है कि हम वर्ल्ड को लीड करेंगे।
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. So basically, yes, this is how things are moving. We have to adapt and in terms of our courses also to get towards these new technologies. Like EVs, like FSEVs, which is like fuel cell hybrid vehicles. Now hybrid vehicles are coming in. So in terms of vehicular trends, and we can see also on the roads now, you would see, I think in Lucknow also, a lot of vehicles must be there. And of course, the related charging infrastructure is getting developed. So, all these challenging and good, interesting times are coming for you as a future. Lot of opportunities, that's what I would say, and good times ahead. So you have to always be watchful of what is happening around. This is what I would like to say to you, young students, and keep on, have your eyes and, ears open to what's happening around, and learn and unlearn, and of course, move ahead in your career path. Thanks a lot. And I think that's at least from my side. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, sir. I want to extend our sincerest gratitude for your truly insightful and thought-provoking presentation. The topic of the AHODs as a solution and its deep dive into the challenges of achieving a 75% reduction in greenhouse gas emission is incredibly timely and relevant. We especially appreciate the clarity with which you presented the complexities of renewable energy sources and the vital role of hydrogen production. Sir, your expertise had not just informed us, but has provided a clear perspective on the urgent work needed to transition to a more sustainable energy future. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and your vision with us today. It was a truly valuable session. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot. Jai.
Jai Hind, sir. Next, we welcome a distinguished leader from the defense sector. It is an honor to host Air Commodore S.S. Saxena, VSM, Vishisht Seva Medal, a veterinary Air Force officer, distinguished leader with expertise in aerospace technologies, defense system, and high-level technical management. Air Commodore S.S. Saxena, sir, served the Indian Air Force with distinction for 33 years, participating actively in the 1965 and 1971 Indo-Pak Wars and contributing significantly to India's defense operations. A former Air Force examiner and accomplished leader, he held several prestigious appointments, including Director Personal Services at Air Headquarters, New Delhi, and later as Air Officer Commanding Air Force Station, Avdi, Chennai. His leadership in administration, engineering services, airfield management, intelligence, and counterintelligence on two of his stations. The distinction of being adjusted best administrated stations in the IAF. After retirement, he served as executive director at SACCS, working toward the eradication of child labor and promotion of primary education. In 2003, he co-founded AutoWings, a multi-brand automobile service initiative. He continues to contribute through automobile consulting, training engineering students, and supporting several social development. Sir, now the stage is yours. You can go ahead.
Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. And good afternoon, everyone. My
Good
special
afternoon, sir.
thanks to the director. Your director, Shailendra Chauhan, has been known to me for many years. And let me first start my talk to the boys and the girls by telling that you are lucky to have a director as Shailendra Chauhan, because he is a person who is the pinnacle. I mean, to me, he is an example of perfection in and devotion, not only to duty and job, but to always engage in pursuit of newer things. And this seminar, perhaps, may be his first assignment in the new job that he has got. And how I wish this seminar could have been person to person, face to face, because the basic link between human communication is your visual contact. Anyway, whatever is left, whatever is available today, let us make the best of it. So initially, first, I'll thank all the speakers that have spoken before me, or likely to speak after me. Special thanks to Mr. Suresh Mohan Saxena, Mr. Prabhat Kumar Jha, Mr. Akshay, Mr. K.P. Singh, and Mr. Agrawal. And then my felicitations to all the boys and the girls. I can't see many in the screen, but I calculated roughly there are about 85 boys and girls. Starting first, I have monitored that a lot has been talked on the technological development, the requirements of EV, basically to beat the pollution and also have better mobility, safer mobility, noiseless mobility. Here, I will not spend my time more on the EVs because a lot has already been said, and the lot is available to you in form of information on Google as well as other places. I would perhaps talk about EVs little later, but before that, I want to draw the attention of all the boys, because this basically we are speaking and assembled here for the sake of the boys and the girls who are in the final stages of their career. My first question, therefore, will arise or will be thrown to the boys and the girls, as I've always done everywhere, wherever I've had the opportunity to talk to you people. My question will be, why are you here? Why are you here in this college? After graduation, after passing out, you will naturally seek employment or be self-employed if possible. Everybody cannot be self-employed just like that. My question is, are you getting prepared for this in the right direction? Why I am saying right direction, I have come across in the last 15 years when I was running the workshop, as well as I have been having interactions at many technical colleges with children like you, I find the basic requirement which is lacking is whatever you are being taught, A, it is not current, technology which is available in the market for which you will be joining or working for. And secondly, you are not being exposed practically to perform and learn. So therefore, you are not ready, image ready to transfer yourself from the doors of the college to the factory's door or the industry's door. So therefore, your first requirement must be to acquire the professional knowledge and be ready to translate that wherever you work. If you learn this in this college while you are a student, it will do a lot of good when you approach for self-employment or approach for a job outside. Where basically before we talk about the EVs, can we discuss little bit about why before EVs are discussed and launched in the country, what is the main reason? We are, in my opinion, we have not been able to create an infrastructure to control the pollution first. It is not generally, I have been seeing that where whatever level, at the level of the government, at the level of the authorities and the general talks, the vehicles are being blamed. My simple question or my simple answer to this is, have we really found out what are the other contributing factors which could have been controlled or can be controlled even today? For example, it is at the first instance where the pollution goes high, and it is every year. Let us talk about Delhi. Do you know that in Delhi and around there are 33 fossil thermal power stations which are producing electricity? They are giving out sulfur, and there is no control to control the sulfur even in one of them. So obviously the air will be polluted. Most cities are choking with increase in population. There has been no effort in the cities to decongest them. There is also a steady increase of vehicles, and which are creating emission. There is no doubt that the vehicles are not contributing to emissions. Just stop for a moment and I'll take you back. There are more vehicles in metropolitan or cosmopolitan cities of New York, New Jersey, or for that matter, Cincinnati or Chicago. The average AQI from Mexico to Alaska is 17 or 18 or 20 maximum. How is that despite the vehicular emissions, the air is clean there? The basic reason, apart from emission, is not only the vehicular emission, it is the road. It is in India, it is basically due to bad roads, potholes, dust on the road, which we are not addressing. If any one of you has been abroad, you will see that both the sides of the roads are kept green. The societies are, or the residents are supposed to keep their front green. If they are not, they are heavily penalized. This is just one area where we can do wonders if we want to control pollution. We have 2, 3 cars, 4 cars. There is no restriction on how many cars a person can keep, thereby making the roads more congested. Then we have no public transportation system. In Madrid and Zurich, there is a walkable distance which is calculated to around 400 to 500 meters of walking on the road, getting into a transport. Tell me honestly, anywhere in India, do you have this kind of public transportation system. We can blame the population. We can straight away take an excuse of saying, no, things are being done. Anywhere in any of the modern city, like even take where I'm speaking from, Greater Noida was supposed to be a Singapore of this country. What it was in 2003 and what it is today in 2025, it's a matter of shame. What have we done about it? No, nothing. So just to keep blaming that, look, vehicles are the main cause of pollution is not right. And coincidentally, one of my articles has come up in Statesman on 21st of November. It is titled Green Mirage EV Dilemma. I will try and read out a little bit from this so that you will understand my point of view on the requirement or on the feasibility of EVs versus pollution, because that is the main reason why we are talking about electric vehicles. How they are made, how they are constructed, how they are run, how they are manufactured. Yes, it's part of the EV problem. My requirement is, yes, we need EV, we need cleaner vehicles. But is pollution the only cause? And even these EV vehicles, if the other associated factors are not attended, they are going to create, if not much, equal amount of pollution. I'll tell you how. Because of the bad roads, because of the roads which have got potholes, the average EV vehicle is around 380 kilos due to the weight of the batteries. With bad roads, the tires wear out. They emit the tire powder. The brakes are applied because of congestion on the roads or indiscipline on the road. So EV vehicles also create some amount of pollution which is in the air, which we are not noticing. We are only saying it is silent, and then it is electric, so it is cheaper. It is not going to use fossil fuel. What I have written in this, electric vehicles are often hailed as the answer to the crisis, promising cleaner cities, reduced dependence on fossil fuels, and quieter roads. Olive green number plates are now a common sight, signaling a shift towards cleaner mobility. Consumers are excited, manufacturers are thriving. Lithium-ion batteries are the beating heart of EVs. They are popular because they store a lot of energy in a small, light package inside. They have two ends called electrodes separated by a thin film filled with a liquid that allows lithium ions to move back and forth. Now the problem is, if the battery overheats, is overcharged or damaged, the delicate balance is broken, sometimes leading to fires and explosions. And I'm sure you all must be aware of electrical fires, mostly in EVs in the last 1 or 2 years. There is a complete data available in Google. You can see it, and I'll tell you why it is being done. In the haste of launching these vehicles, the infrastructure has not been created as yet. The infrastructure includes charging stations. People are charging on their own in the societies. I can show you a photograph right now. Just a minute. If you can see this photograph, this gentleman has taken a connection from his house and is charging like this. Can you see this? Say yes or no.
No, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
now it's visible. Okay, thank you. So this gentleman has taken out a wire from his residence, made this kind of thing. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. My this thing. Okay, fine. So the further what I want to say is that the environmental story begins long before a battery is placed inside the car. Mining lithium. One of the boys had raised a question when Mr. Jha was speaking. He had raised a question that to take out lithium, a lot of water is used. Yes, I agree with you. A lot of water is used. My question, with full respect, because Mr. Jha is a wonderful person, lot of experience. I mean, I am no match to him. But I will humbly say the same thing, that we made the life of lithium batteries is now told as around 8 to 10 years. My question has always been, why are we not creating an infrastructure now? Why are we leaving that to the future generation to find an answer? Okay, by saying that, look, we are working on it, it is not sufficient. We should have made every possible infrastructural requirement before we launch any new technology in the country. For many reasons, our country is not as advanced in education as other countries. 80% of our boys and 60% of our boys, that means 600 crores, 60 crores of our boys and girls are still wanting jobs. Most of them, around 45% of them, are unemployable due to education reason, due to English not being the common language, because there is some talk about why should it not be in the vernacular or in the national language. That's a different issue. My question is, if lithium batteries have a potential, and for that matter, let us talk about the batteries which have been used so far in the electrical vehicles, the sulfuric acid batteries. You go to anywhere, you go to Lucknow market, you go to Greater Noida market, all this acid is being thrown on the ground. This is exactly what that boy was talking to Mr. Jha and asking the question. My question is also the same. Do we wait for a disaster to happen and then wake up? Or do we prepare for a disaster before it is likely to happen? That is the question that I want you to think and answer. It is all right to talk about, as I said, EVs. They are nice. I don't say that we should not have better vehicles, better technology. Whatever is being done, my requirement, my humble suggestion is, we must create an infrastructure that copes with the emergencies, with the technical requirement, with the hazards, or with the benefits, or with the harms that particular equipment is creating or is likely to create. Just by launching new technologies without preparing the country, without preparing an infrastructure that responds on its own, not because of intervention of somebody. What we are watching is, if the political leader or if the administrative head wants something to be done, it is done immediately. It is not automatically done. There is no need for an intervention by an authority to say that tomorrow there will be Grab 4, diesel vehicles will not run. My question again here will be, where is the need for giving such instructions? Why we have not been able to clean our skies in the last not 1, 3, 4, 5 decades? We talked about CNG, we talked about Electric vehicles, we talked about removing the buses from Delhi, but the sky is the same. Okay, fine. So far, so good. My concluding paragraph in that article, interestingly, is ultimately the challenge is not just about machines, it is about conscience. Can we celebrate without choking our neighbors? Can we innovate without sacrificing ecosystems? Can we mine without endangering workers? The answer lies not in the denial but choice. Light, not smoke, must define our festivals. Progress, not peril, must define our mobility. Sustainability, not exploitation, must define our future. Every winter haze is a reminder that our festivals, our vehicles, and our technologies are all interconnected in the fragile web of air, soil, and water. A reminder that responsibility begins not with the grand declarations, but with the small acts of restraint, and also a lesson that the future we leave behind will be judged not by the brilliance of our lights, but by the clarity of our skies. I'll quote Robert Swain, who said what? The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. How do you like this? Someone is not going to save. It is you and me. And mainly you, because we are the old generation. We'll wither away. Now, after that, are boys going out or trickling in?
It is coming fine, sir.
No, fine. I can wait for them to settle down. See, this is the disadvantage of having online classes or online lectures. You're not face to face. I can't see the audience that I'm talking to. It makes a lot of difference when you sit face to face and speak to them. You agree with me? Having talked like this, settle down, please. I can continue. I will talk a little bit on how you will prepare yourself for getting a job outside or making yourself self-employed in any field of your choice. First requirement that you all must develop now, this is the time for you, is to be able to communicate effectively. This is the main problem in the boys and girls, especially in the northern part of the country. There is a debate going on whether to have English or whether not to have Hindi. But forget about the debate part. Think yourself. My particular feeling is that if really we have to achieve something for the country, which we must, there should be, after vernacular up to high school, from Kanyakumari to Kashmir and from Jamnagar to Chabua, we can have the initial grooming up to 10th class in our vernacular language. Thereafter, we must switch over to a common language. And the common language today, in my mind, is English. When I say this, that English is the language, please, for God's sake, do not ever suggest that I have a colonial mindset. I have served Indian Air Force for a country and fought 2 wars. I am as much a person with high expectations and a high image of my country as anyone else. Debating and sidelining English language by suggesting that it is a colonial mindset is fundamentally wrong. If you had to develop any language, for that matter, take example of Hindi. If Hindi was to become a national language, it should have become a national language by now. We have not been able to develop that language as a national language which can be spoken in technically, economically, or in economic terms, technical terms, historical terms, literature terms, from Kanyakumari to Jorat. No, it's not possible. But there is one language. We should jump to that language unless we develop and wait for our language to be developed, like China has done, like Germany has done. They have a language. They talk in their own language. They make aircraft in their language. But till we achieve that, just to postpone our advancement on the fight, on the quarrel of which language we should follow, how many boys and girls' future career is being spoiled? I know very well that a person from Bihar or from Uttar Pradesh or including Madhya Pradesh, okay, how he finds himself at loss when he meets a person from Kerala or, for that matter, Karnataka or from South. And why it cannot be a common language? You are working on a common machine in, for example, Jammu or for that matter, Chandigarh. And if a boy and an engineer from Kerala comes and a person from West Bengal comes, he should be having a common platform of communication. So that I leave this thought to you people. I leave this agitation in your mind so that at least when you go out, you understand how to prepare yourself for your marketability outside, within the country, outside the country, or anywhere else. There are three more things which you as a student right now should adopt yourself. When you are pursuing your knowledge, there are three things which you should emphasize to learn. One is there are your own knowledge. That means if you are an electrical student or a mechanical student, you must be reading that. That is known as a must know. That means your professional knowledge must be up to date. You must know that knowledge. The other things, associated knowledge makes you stronger for communication and attending to a particular job. That is should know. And the may know means it will enlarge your perspective to a wider and make your horizons very wide, and you will be adaptable anywhere. This is what I wanted to convey. Especially I want to draw the attention of girl students. Girls must go out and work as much as like boys, like Air Force may. We have women fighter pilots, we have women transport pilots, we have women engineers, we have women administrators, and now we have also women air women, air warriors. The girls have to take a foot forward, breaking the societal and the traditional laws or restrictions on them. Go forward doesn't mean that you go and do certain things which are not acceptable in the family. But working out, going out means delayed marriages or marriages by your choice. But first stand, economic viability is the most important thing for a woman in India today. I'll share a photograph. I'll show you how in my workshop for 15 years we had girls from 2005 onwards. Okay, this is the photograph. I'll show you. Now, what I also want to speak to you about the dangers of EV vehicles. The these battery vehicles or the electronic vehicles, the battery is kept in a harness inside, and I think it is being air cooled or coolant, water cooled or cooled by circulation of coolant. Now that is where the whole thing comes, that our country, our people who are to work on the cars, such cars, are not fully trained. Once again, I will emphasize the point that it is all right to work because these are potential hazards. The electric vehicle can be disastrous in case of fire. In one of the fires that I noticed or I read about was in South India, where an electric vehicle got fire, burst, and in the bargain, there were multiple cars which got burned. So, safety and understanding of the electrical vehicles, their composition, their components, their know-how is very, very important for us. And as students, you must be allowed or must be exposed to electrical vehicles. I was told that very soon one of the vehicles is being converted. There are many places in India which are doing this retro work, and many places all these kits are available. But a word of caution, before you embark on doing this at the college level, you must be very, very sure and become theoretically absolutely competent to handle and fit these or make these retrofittings in your environment or in your college. Because if you're not careful, if the people are not understanding the A to Z of the electrical vehicles, it will be a dangerous proposition for you to launch yourself in doing this undertaking, this kind of renovation. That is all. I mean, I have plenty of things, but I'm finding little, I can't see you all. So my first barrier is face to face talking to you all. Anyway, ask me in case you have any questions. Let me at least answer some of the questions of what I have talked. I want you all to be prepared basically for future things. And for that, there is nothing like certain qualities, your turnout, your professional knowledge and its application, your understanding of whatever is being taught to you, so that you practically can handle those things. Your workshop should be a model workshop where you are taught, where you have the latest equipment. Money apart, if college is ready to impart you that knowledge, you all must insist that you are exposed to basics of these things firsthand. Okay, thank you so much. It has been wonderful, Dr. Chauhan, and thank you very much for in letting me speak to boys and girls, giving them what I think about many things in vehicles administration or technical administration, running of a garage. Basically, preparing yourself. See, my emphasis is this. I find that India has such big potential. Let me speak for 2 more minutes. I mean, certain things have come to my mind. See, what is our potential? Do you know that, as I said, 660 crore youth, young boys and girls are wanting employment. Out of that, 45% boys and girls are unemployable. Do you know what is the meaning of your people are lucky you are getting education at one of the premier institutions of this country? But think of the 45%. Why are they unemployable? Unemployable means that none of us, I mean, if I'm an employer, I will not hire that person. Why? Because he is incapable. She is incapable of being ready for the industry or industrial job or for the kind of job that I want him or her. Where is the fault? The fault lies in his being prepared when he was supposed to be prepared and educated. Here is the fault. Here is the answer. Are we addressing this population, or are we only talking about graduates like you? Why are we not thinking of that 45% who are unemployable? You people will go and meet all those kind of people when you work. And when you become a manager, when you become an assistant manager or a general manager, you will find that you will not be able to employ a person or a girl of coming from this particular percentage. My question to the people who are my August speakers, they have connections with their employers in their own field. My question to them is also, what are we doing about it? How can we utilize this power and this youth, boys and girls? This youth that I'm talking about is available to India only for next 18 to 20 years. That's all. Because there is the gradual loss in population in the country, and by 2048 and 2050, India will become old I mean, without any hesitation, I can say this. India will become old at 2050. So in these, we have already lost. The fact that we will have the youngest people in the world of which we can talk and beat our chest everywhere. India is youth. India is youthful. Yes, India is youthful, and we knew about it as early as 1995. 1995, we came to know that India will have the maximum youth by 2015. What have we done about it? What did we do? Anyway, we forget about the past. What are we going to do? Where is the roadmap? Where is the roadmap for people like you who are sitting in front of me? How many of you are really prepared to get yourself a respectable job where sustainable quality of life is assured? As I said, you people are lucky because you are getting education in one of the premier colleges. As when you leave the gate of this college and when you go towards your home after passing out, think of the 45% boys and girls who are unemployable. Who is going to train them? Who is going to teach them? What is going to be their future? What is going to be their sustainable quality in life? We are not talking about it. Our leadership is not talking about it. We are only talking which is the roadmap for us. Yes, I also want to share that roadmap. I am as proud a citizen of the country as any one of you. But my question always remains, are we prepared for it? It is very easy to talk about EV vehicles or electric vehicles. It is very easy to talk about hydrogen vehicles. Yes, we all want it. We all want it. But is India prepared for that? Is India technically, our work culture, are we really prepared for it? Go out in the town today and see how many electrical poles will have naked wires. How many substations around the cities do not have panels. This is the work culture that in the college you must be taught. Chaliye, anyway, thank you so much.
Hello,
Thank you,
sir.
Director Chauhan, sir. I have finished.
Sir, I have a question from you.
Certainly. And I can't see you, so I can only hear you.
Yes, sir. Sir, how can students like us start contributing to current EV innovations while still in college?
You can by first get to know theoretically. You be a master in theory, like I have tried to learn. See, I'm not I forgot to tell you. The person who is speaking in front of you, that is me, is not technically qualified. Okay, and yet I ran I functioned. I controlled a workshop, ran it myself because this is my hobby. So my first answer is, you just need to be high school or an intermediate educational level to do anything in your life, unless you are sending something, a vehicle, to the moon. The normal technology which is available, please understand, it is all borrowed technology. Borrowed technology, let us not beat our chests. The technology that we want to, or we should be innovating, is our technology. The first, be theoretically proficient in whatever is being taught to you, and ask questions why and how. And if the person is not giving you the right answer, you have to find the answer, prepare yourself. The first, you have to prepare yourself that about the electrical vehicles, about its components, about its functions, about the hazards, about its various motors, drive motors, transmission systems, and then launch yourself. Then comes to your fiscal. That means economical. Are you having that kind of money to launch yourself, or are you going to work for somebody on that? In both cases, your knowledge is important. And in the second case, when you want to launch yourself, as a workshop, that I had to sell my house to launch a workshop after my retirement, or after I left the Air Force, because I had no money. Right? If people
Yes,
have
sir.
money, somebody has got money, he can use. But before that, learn everything. And one more thing, boys and girls, I don't know whether you can see this or not.
Yes, sir. We can see.
This is a scanner. This is for all the boys and the girls and my August people. Mr. KP Singh knows about it because I have shown it earlier, long back. No, this is a scanner which is available in China as X431 and in USA as Actron, one of the companies that produces this. Boys and girls, wherever I have gone and had the opportunity and honor to talk to you people, to engineering is boys and girls and electrical boys and girls. My question is, why can't we prepare this? This is my answer to many things. Okay? We can talk big. We want big things. But why are we not preparing ourselves for these things? Why everything is made in China? Why not in India? So I'll come back to my first small thing, that are we prepared? First, be prepared for any launch of new technology. Prepare the country, or prepare 80% of it at least, and then launch the system. The system must respond. The system must be answerable. This is the difference in the Air Force that I was and the normal outside world. It is not that we have come from Mars or we are trained anywhere else. It is because we have zero tolerance for mistakes. It is not fear. It is not fear of court martial. It is the training that is given to us to make things foolproof. That is your answer, sir. Anything else?
Understood very well, sir. Thank you so much.
So my question is, what common mistakes do young engineers make when entering the EV field, and how can we avoid them?
Okay. To answer that, I'll take you back. When I just now spoke to you about our ability or about our efforts to become perfect in the Air Force because we have zero tolerance. Yes, I agree. But I'll give you a narration. In one of the stations, no names, when I was a young wing commander or a group captain, that means a full colonel, we had fighter aircraft, MiGs. The MiGs were positioned there. On one of the Sundays, my habit was not to be in the office, roam about, be in the field. That is another trait that you must develop. Don't become chairborne. Be on the spot wherever things are being done. As a manager or as a worker, you should know everything. So by habit, I went outside on a Sunday. One of the hangars, the hangar is a huge outfit where aircraft are parked in the night or are kept for servicing? So this is the question that I am answering you, the answer to your question. So what I saw, and let me take you back, it was 1988. How many years? 22 plus 25, around 55 years back. Things have not changed in this country. And especially in a trained environment like Air Force. To my horror, at 8:30 in the morning, a MiG aircraft was being repaired, serviced, or whatever you call. And as I stopped my vehicle at the main gate of the hangar and got down, I heard a big thump. So I went inside. I saw one of my Jawans, technical Jawans, having a hammer in the hand and striking the landing gear on which the aircraft lands, right, with the hammer. Now just imagine horror. Horror was is the answer that overtook me. I could never imagine that a person can hit an aircraft with a hammer, because this is not mentioned anywhere that you hammer. You don't. It is not a railway wheel or a truck wheel that you put hammer to take out a particular thing. So I went there and asked, "What are you doing?" So after a lot of questioning, he said, "Sir, I want to take out the pin which is holding a particular joint." Right. Anyway, to cut the story short, it was not required because they had raised the vehicle on a jack, giving an angular tightness, okay, angular burden on the knuckle. So once you ease the jack, the pin came out by hand, which it should have been out like any other normal thing. So this is the question, how you should prepare. When you really work on an EV, know about the car's complete mechanism, where the batteries are kept, where the auxiliary battery is kept, how the connections are made, where is the controlling computer, how does it warm, what are the indicators, how the batteries are charged, what is the charging limit, how long you should charge, what are the kind of charging available to you. All these things are available. I have read them, but I don't want to repeat whatever has been told by the other speakers. So this is the answer. Know the job backwards, know the equipment, know the area where you are going to work. Thank you. Next.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your valuable knowledge and thought-provoking insights with us today. Your session has truly guided us as engineering students to understand the importance of professional knowledge, practical learning, and the need to stay updated with emerging technologies. The way you explained the need for EVs, their current feasibility, and the challenges associated with them has given us a much clearer perspective. Your point about heavy EVs contributing to tire wear, releasing harmful tire dust and microparticles, and thereby creating another form of pollution was eye-opening. It reminded us that even green technologies need continuous improvement. Thank you so much, sir. And Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind.
Our next speaker is Mr. Akshay Bhaskar. He is the founder director of Presentantia Creations Private Limited, a distinguished company known for manufacturing a comprehensive range of e-rickshaws and battery-operated rickshaws. Under his visionary leadership, Prestantia Creations has established itself as a trusted name in the sustainable mobility sector, delivering high-quality, reliable, and innovative electric vehicles designed for modern urban transportation. With a strong commitment to technological advancement and environmental responsibility, Mr. Bhaskar has taken the company towards excellence in product design, performance, and customer satisfaction. His drive and dedication to green mobility continue to contribute significantly to India's rapidly growing electric vehicle ecosystem. Sir, you may continue now.
Hello, everyone. Actually, I joined a little late, so I don't know who all are here, and I just have heard the distinguished person, Mr. Abodh Saxena, sir, and his information were quite insightful and knowledgeable. So I will continue with a brief introduction of mine. I am Akshay Srivastava, and I am founder and CEO of Prestantia Creations Private Limited. I run 3 other companies in EV itself. We have a food chain also. We have a cab service segment also. And by academics, I am a mechanical engineer. And I did my graduation from Greater Noida itself. Uh, my design professor, who made me learn designing and everything, is Professor S.S. Chauhan only. So it's like I guess I am one of his favorite student, and but he was my favorite, one of the favorite, most favorite guide and mentor. So the all the designing and everything whichever I learned from him. The seminar is with electrical engineering students. So friends, this particular session which I'm going to take right now with you will be both in Hindi as well as English language, just to make it more expressive with you, and it will be more interactive as well. So first of all, I'll tell you how my journey started and what kind of challenges I have faced in developing this particular ecosystem of EV manufacturing, developing, and then selling it out to the customers. I started my company in 2014, but where the inception or the idea of it came from. When I was in third year in mechanical engineering, Professor Chauhan came to our class, and we were discussing about the projects. Like in final year, we have to start some project, we have to do something to make our career perspective good and make some good project so that we can get the engineering content or the degree with some weightage and holding in the market also. At that time, sir asked us, please try to solve one problem of your life. Since you are an engineering students, and engineers are meant to, just like Abodh Saxena sir said, na, there's zero tolerance. So we have to be there, and we have to see what problems we are facing in nowadays life. There were many scientists, many renowned engineers who already have solved a lot of problems, and those problems were converted into theories, corollaries, and papers and patents, which we study in our books. But still, a lot of problems has to be solved. So sir asked us, ki just solve a problem of your daily life, you will find and end up with a very good project. So I'll tell you a small story. I used to stay in Greater Noida, and my sister used to stay in Punjabi Bagh. So whenever there's a holiday or weekend, I wish to travel to her and stay with her for 2 days and then come back, so that I should also get rejuvenated and away from this college thing. So whenever I used to call my mother back in the hometown and I ask her कि मम्मी आज मैं जा रहा हूँ दीदी के पास, तो my mom used to say the first thing, ऑटो से मत जाना, किसी तरह चले जाना. तुम चाहे बस से जाओ चाहे ट्रेन से जाओ, मुझे मतलब नहीं, ऑटो से मत जाना, दिल्ली में ऑटो बहुत पलटते हैं. परी चौक पे जब मैं जाता था, ऑटो वाले 150 रुपए लेते थे, एंड दे यूज्ड टू ड्रॉप मी टू द होम, टू द प्लेस डायरेक्टली. कोई भी उसमें इशू नहीं होता था. But if you have to catch bus or catch the metro, we have to catch the bus from Parichok. Then we have to board the train from Yamuna Bank station. Then we have to again take a small auto for a very shorter distance, and then we have to reach the destination. So it was very tiring for me. And I preferred always a single auto. So my problem in my life was that I was unable to travel by auto because auto palatte bahut hain. Then that question, that problem was quite intriguing for me, and my mother used to say me complain me about it, like तुम मेरी बात नहीं सुनते हो, कुछ हो जाएगा, and XYZ. So I thought, and I discussed with sir कि sir, my problem is autos बहुत पलटते हैं, तो why not I should design and manufacture a vehicle जो पलटे ही ना, like topple resistant. So I'll share a small slide. One second. Please confirm. Hope the sharing is on.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is my company. I'll jump to that particular position where it all started. Yeah. So I designed this vehicle. You can see this first column. I designed this vehicle in SolidWorks. It's a software by Dassault System. You might be familiar with it. It is used for designing machines, mechanical simulations, and other things. SolidWorks is also used in electrical simulation, electrical paneling, and all that PCB controls and everything. So first of all, I designed this vehicle, but it was a topple resistant vehicle because you can see the structure of this vehicle. If you see a cross section of a wing of an aeroplane, then it is a aerofoil structure. When you study about the aerofoil, you can see when aerofoil moves in the forward direction, the broader side is front. Then when you move in that direction, then the air above the aerofoil makes a flow, and the below the aerofoil makes another flow. So the above foil is creating less pressure, but the lower one creates high pressure, which gives the lift to the airplane, and it takes off. So I decided to make a vehicle in same structure and run it in reverse. So now I created a concept of, not created, actually it was derived from a research proceeding by some student from MIT, Massachusetts. So from there I got that particular insight that I have to create a vehicle which should be having of same shape, but it will run in reverse direction so that I can follow the structure of a reverse aerofoil. And instead of getting a high pressure in underneath, we should get high pressure above so that the vehicle stabilizes and it is topple resistant. So if you are a giant and my vehicle is coming and it's very small, if you want, it's coming at a certain speed, and if you want to lift it up, you won't be able to, because there will be a pseudo force acting upon the vehicle. Then I started a small setup and I created this one. This is the first vehicle which I made. Now, there were challenges. I made the vehicle, but I was unable to get inside because it just follows the structure, the shape and design, everything very neatly, and like there should be no mistake, and I have to make it. And you know that whenever you are going to start some business or something, you don't have much fund. I was not funded. It was just bootstrapping. So I developed this project, but I was unable to sit any which ways. I managed to get inside, but you know कि इस तरह की product को आप market में उतारोगे, then people will not accept it. Then I tried to make another one. This was the next one. This was quite a big. There is a certain norms in automotive industry that length should not exceed 900 mm. Sorry, breadth should not exceed 900 mm, length should not exceed 2800 mm, and height should not exceed 1800 mm from ground. So, but it was quite big. So I again reduced its height. Then I made this perfect one. But since it was an EV, it was an electric auto. The trend was of electric. I was when I started developing, it was just the launch period. It was in 2013. Sorry, 12, 13. At that time, there was very less EV in the market. So at that moment, when I started, I developed this vehicle. So there was a huge battery consumption because I had two headlights in the front. You can see here. Then again, I thought, and this roof was made of plastic sheet, because earlier you can, with a product which you are going to make, which is not existing in the market, you're not going to replicate anything, then you don't know what kind of raw materials are perfect for that particular product. Then again, I moved on to this vehicle. This vehicle had a metal rooftop. The metal rooftop again is added a weight, and the two headlights together reduced the efficiency of the vehicle because the weight was too much, and along with the passenger, it was unable to fly for a longer duration. It hardly crosses 60 kilometers. Then I changed the headlights. I changed the headlight. I made a single headlight in the front, and just to comply with the design, I made two indicator panels from on both the sides, and then the vehicle was complete. But again, the roof was of metal. Then I made the final vehicle with roof of FRP, that is fiber reinforced plastic. That is a 100 times lighter material from with a metal roof. And this vehicle came into picture. Now I'll show you my company. This is my product. We started in 2014 and I developed this vehicle. I am almost present in across India in 18 states and 64 cities. We have different categories of vehicle. We developed more than 7 categories of vehicle. In this, we have loaders, we have garbage pullers, we have school vans, we have open loaders, closed loaders. Even we had some customized vehicle for cart vendors like food cart vendor, vegetable cart vendors. So in this way, then I developed I actually filed for the patent for this particular design, which is this was the study which I made, why I should make this vehicle in this shape. You can see this is the computational fluid dynamics CFD study of our design. In the bottom, you can see there's a conventional auto. And you can see the lines here are getting yellow, red, or orange, which means the air drag on the vehicle is too much. But in the above, my model, you can see it's blue. Rather, it's green. It's light blue. That means the air drag reduction is quite low. And from this only, we deduce this conclusion that vehicle balanced with lower center of gravity, making the design topple resistant. CFD and FEA analyzed more legroom because the design was changed. It was not a simple dabba type auto. It was having some uniqueness. And when I discussed with few more of my mentors and teachers and friends, they suggested me that there is no change in the design of 3-wheelers. So you should focus first on 3-wheelers. This is the places where I am present with the company. Now I'll talk about the seminar topic. Just 1 second, stop sharing. Is it stopped? Yeah. So there are a few things. First of all, people talk about the challenges in the EV industry. I heard someone was asking Mr. Abodh sir, what kind of, whenever an engineering student is trying to get into the EV industry, so what kind of challenges they are going to face or not face. I'll tell you one thing. For any kind of business, for any kind of venture, if you are planning to switch to an EV industry or whatever industry, there are few points which you have to keep in mind. Either you can be an innovator, either you can be a businessman. You cannot run both. If you focus on innovation, then you are going to create a product which will bring a lot of business. But business is quite different. Business deals with the sale, inventory, packaging, quality, and everything. But innovation deals with the problem solving. And since I'm talking to all the engineers here, let's talk about the problem solving first. Have you ever wondered why in some colleges or other colleges in India, two companies come in your college or our college, and there's a difference in the packages? It's not because of the student, it's not because of the college, it's because of the students. You being an engineering student and being in the college, you should focus on doing multiple new projects, multiple new innovations. You also should try to solve your problem. I was having a discussion with Chauhan sir a few days back, and there was a point like what new can we do in this EV industry. Everyone is focusing right now on creating a battery which gives you more mileage. Earlier there was a petrol and diesel vehicles, so they were having a different problem statement, like how to switch this fossil fuel to some other kind of fuel, some non-conventional or conventional fuel, and so that we can just get rid of this fossil fuel because it creates pollution and everything. We switched to electric. But my friends, electric vehicle also contributes in pollution, but at a very initial stage. When the electricity is being produced, the same amount of carbon footprint has been generated. We have to think about some method or powertrain by which we can increase efficiency. There was an idea like if you can develop a parallel motion motor, in which parallel motion motor means a particular thing which is rotating and it's giving the power to the vehicle, along with it the energy generated, the potential energy that particular rotor creates in that particular motion, that particular RPM, can also be used in some thing or the other in the vehicle to give the power. So by this method, by this concept, like how to get something more efficient, we are not talking about the efficiency of the existing batteries. Existing batteries you can create, you cannot go beyond. If you talk about the lead acid, the conventional batteries, you cannot go beyond the 12 volt, because it will be of very, very large size. 12 volt is the maximum. They switch to lithium ion, then they switch to lithium polymer, then they switch to lithium phosphate. So there are lots of batteries present. All what you see in the market trend, like whenever the vehicle company is coming in any Tata launches a vehicle or Mahindra launches a vehicle, they say our vehicle gives you 400 kilometers. No, our vehicle gives you 450 kilometers. Other says our vehicle gives you 600 kilometers. That's it. I'm talking about to create something. Okay, I am getting 600 kilometers, but are you ready to spend half an hour to charge that vehicles again? If you're not ready to charge that vehicles again, then we have to find a solution to get a vehicle self-sustained for a longer run. Today, why we are not very focused in buying that EVs? EV is a very beautiful market. People buy EVs for status also, because they think like I am residing in Delhi, I have to go for 40 to 50 kilometers a day, so I'll buy an EV. That's good, but you cannot take that EV to outer station, because India infra is not ready for EV right now. So there are two topics on which we'll discuss today. First, either we should work on the infra, create few things, create new innovations in infra so that it supports the EV industry, and then you can easily go and buy EV, because you can see in societies, if they buy a scooty also, they have long extension wires for charging. Somewhere or the other on some spots you find some charging stations, but it's not very common, and that too takes an investment of half an hour, 45 minutes at the earliest to get the vehicle charged. So one problem is infra. Second problem is the vehicle's efficiency. Vehicle's efficiency can be increased if we work on the powertrain. We work on the controller part. Still in India, I don't think anyone is making good controllers. Controllers is a heart of that EV, like engine is a heart of IC engine vehicle or normal fossil fuel vehicle. Likewise, controller is the heart of the EV. You have to develop, you are an electrical student, so you have to develop controllers. You should work on, you should give a thought like how controllers can use the maximum efficiency out of that particular battery. We should not forget Einstein's law that energy can neither be created nor it can be destroyed. It can be transformed from one form to another. But we should not forget that in every transformation, there is a dissipation of energy. So why not to create a technology? Why not to work on something so that we can reduce the dissipation? The dissipation should be less. We should reduce the dissipation. We should work on the infra of the society so that it should support that EV part of thing. If I get a vehicle, if I develop a vehicle and I say, like, you are going to drive this vehicle for 1,000 kilometers, but still when you will be driving and you are at 800 kilometers, your heart will start pounding and you are on highway. अभी बीच में बंद होगी तो कहाँ जाएंगे? आपने ध्यान दिया है कई ईवीज को लोग टो करके जाते हैं बिकॉज वो डिस्चार्ज हो जाते हैं ऑन वेज, तो वो क्या करेंगे? फैमिली के साथ आप फंस जाते हो हाईवे पे, तो आप क्या करोगे? तो उनको डर लगेगा। वो 1000 किलोमीटर भले ही कोई कंपनी कमिट करती है, बट आप 800 किलोमीटर के बाद आप बहुत कॉन्शियस हो जाते हो। तो ऐसा कुछ सिस्टम रहे कि 1000 किलोमीटर अगर खत्म भी हो जाता है तो मेरे पास कुछ बैकअप हो। there should be some kind of current developed while driving this vehicle, जो आपके फ्यूचर को एक, जिसे हम कहते हैं फॉसिल फ्यूल व्हीकल्स में रिजर्व, वो रिजर्व पॉइंट आना चाहिए. रिजर्व पॉइंट पे आपको देख लेना है कि मेरे पास कितने किलोमीटर्स हैं. वो मैपिंग बहुत एक्यूरेट होनी चाहिए, जो मैपिंग एक्यूरेट अभी तक किसी भी व्हीकल में नहीं आई है, जितनी व्हीकल्स को मैं जानता हूँ. अभी भी जो मैपिंग वो देते हैं वो कभी भी अचानक सडन ड्रॉप होता है. आप देखोगे कि 80% बैटरी चार्ज दिखा रहा है, ज्यादा लोड हो गया अचानक से 60% हो जाता है. किलोमीटर्स रेंज 400 दिखा रहा है, ज्यादा देर आप ट्रैफिक में खड़े रहेगा, अचानक से वो किलोमीटर रेंज जो है घट करके 200 पे रह जाता है. तो आपकी मैपिंग डिफर हो जाती है. बीइंग एन इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर स्टूडेंट, यू कैन क्रिएट सच पैनल्स और सच एक्यूरेट पैनल्स जो एक कस्टमर को बहुत प्रॉपर गाइडलाइंस दे. क्योंकि अगर मैं एक इंडस्ट्री की बात करता हूं तो इंडस्ट्री बहुत डिफरेंट वर्क करती है इनोवेशन से. कॉलेज में इफ आई डेवलप अ व्हीकल एंड आई नीड टू सेल इट, आई कैन नॉट सेल इट टू एनीवन बिकॉज इट gives me huge responsibility, because customers are going to use that vehicle, and if something happens to them, the responsibility will be on me. So for that particular thing, Government of India have created a multiple norms. First of all, you have to create the vehicle as per Automotive Act. There are multiple acts in certain period of time, and they used to get revised every time. So you have to follow that first. After following that, you should have a company first. And that company should be registered in BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards, and via BIS they give you a license which is known as World Manufacturing Index. You get your name in World Manufacturing Index, which is through Society of Automotive Engineers, SAE, USA. From there you get a 3-digit code. For example, if you go and open any Maruti vehicle and you just try to look for the chassis plate, you will see the first three digit of that chassis plate will be MA3, and that is common. That is common for every Maruti vehicle. Likewise in Tata, if you open a chassis plate, you just try to see the chassis number, it will be MAT. That 3 digits will be common in every Tata vehicle. Likewise, my company's first 3 digit is M74. So if you find a chassis plate starting with M74, that will be manufactured by me, no one else in this world. That is the World Manufacturing Index, WMI code. Later, after that, following that, there are other 14 digits, which creates complete 17 digit VIN, vehicle identification number. That is chassis number. After you get that, you have to go to certain agencies like ICAT, International Center for Automotive Technology, ARAI, Automotive Research Association of India, and submit your vehicle and ask them to get it tested. That is the fitness certificate. They test it as per the norms. They test it as per the type of society we are living in, the people we are living in, the weather conditions and everything. And then they certify that yes, this vehicle is certified to be plied on road with the passengers sitting on it. After that, when you get that certificate, we call it ICAT certificate or ARAI certificate. That certificate only specifies that this vehicle will run for X kilometers in certain period of charging time. It's having this much capacity of load bearing. Like you cannot have 4+1. You cannot exceed the person. If you're exceeding the person, then the other norms will change accordingly. After that, you have to go the local transport authority of every state, in whichever state you want to sell the vehicle. Like if I have to sell the vehicle in UP, then I'll go to Lucknow Transport Commissioner. I have to submit my vehicle. He will match that vehicle with the ICAT norms and then give us NOC. You have an NOC. Now you can sell it in UP. Then you have to create a dealer point, because as a manufacturer, you cannot sell the vehicle to the customer. I guess no one here sitting or owning the vehicle like Maruti, Tata or Mahindra has bought their vehicles from Anand Mahindra or Ratan Tata or Jagdish Khattar directly. Everyone has bought their vehicles from either Sagar Motor, Rohan Motor, or some motors like that, because they are their dealers. You have to create a proper channel for it. Then dealers take the trade certificate, which actually helps in giving the numbers. Then you have Vahan portal, where you upload the inventory and other details. So there are a lot of things. There are a series of things which should be discussed if you are going to you're planning to step into an EV industry and want to start a venture of it. So the first thing I would like to tell or request every student here, ki before planning for starting a business, for that you should take a mentor, a person who has actually done it, who is doing it, because there are a lot of challenges which you will face other than the department you are using. You are actually into an engineering department, but you have to deal with a CA, you have to deal with a lawyer, you have to deal with multiple officers in multiple departments, because automobile industry is a vast industry. There are a lot of channels you have to pass through, then only you can go for a manufacturing and selling purpose. So first, what I prefer being an engineer, I want to be an innovator. In my company, I have other people who take care of all these things. But since I started and my background is very normal, my father was a bank officer. I'm not coming from a business background. So I never knew how to do everything. So everything I learned by myself. I went to places, I got some rejections, some multiple challenges. Then I figured out, okay, this will happen. The things which I did in 3 years, if you have proper guidance, you can complete in 3 months. It will not take more than that. But you need proper guidance for developing a business out of an EV. Talking about innovation, that you are free and you are well equipped in your colleges. I have been to many colleges, and as much I know, Chauhan sir, your college is well equipped, well, completely. It's very much beneficial also. Like you are having in-house setups, you have your workshops, you have multiple machines. Don't just use those machines to fill your worksheets in practical exams or other things like that. Try to use those machines and create observations and create new products, and then you can get results and file patents for it. Create new researches. So for researches, you just need to start figuring out what the problem statement is. Everyone should discuss this among yourself. Like today, why I'll not buy this vehicle, why I'll buy this vehicle. What is the biggest problem in EV industry? The biggest problem is charging. It's the range. Why Tesla vehicles are popular? It's not because of Elon Musk. It is because of 800-kilometer range that provides. Why BYD vehicles? Build Your Own Dreams. It's a very big giant in EV industry. It's a Japanese company, Chinese company. Build Your Own Dreams because they have blade batteries. That's the technology they have patented. I've been to the BYD plant in Chennai, Orangtan. So I've seen their blade battery plant. They establish everything. Today, when you see vehicles like Tesla, their front compartment of the bonnet and the rear compartment of the boot space, both are open and ready to use. But if you see a BYD vehicle, if you open the front compartment, it looks similar to a normal fossil fuel vehicle, diesel vehicle, because they have made the control arrangement there itself, because they need a space for the batteries. So the biggest problem which I see, and in my experience, is power source and powertrain. If the power source is developed so well and it is going to be if the power source, whatever of the vehicle is, the power source of the vehicle is efficient, and you can use the energy wisely. Energy is generated, but the consumption of energy is not wise, because the drivetrains are full of frictions. You don't know what kind of power transmission in EV will help other than an IC engines. What kind of panels, or you can say software, you should develop, or electrical wiring you should develop, by which the controllers distribute the voltage and potential and current to other parts wisely. For that, you can take help of AIs, you can do programming, you can do develop chips, circuits, so that there's an optimal consumption, an efficient consumption. I guess few years back, Tata Motors were almost seeing a dip. There were very less vehicles after Tata Sumo and Tata Safari. No one was buying Tata vehicles, but suddenly they came up with an engine Revotron. What they did, they worked on the efficiency of the engine. So the heart of the vehicle in diesel vehicles is engine, and the heart of the vehicle in EV is controller and the powertrain. Fuel in the diesel vehicle is diesel, and fuel in the electric vehicle is your battery. So there are two segments in diesel vehicle also: efficiency of the engine and efficiency of that particular fuel consumption. Likewise, in EV, there's two segments: controller, how wisely it controls the vehicle, how wisely it distributes the current to the vehicle, and the efficiency of the battery used. The resistance should be least, the battery backup should be more. How can you create multiple energy sources in that particular battery segment? How can you create with how can you take power from a moving particular part in the vehicle? Since I'm a mechanical student, so mechanical engineer, so sorry, I'm no more a student. So a mechanical engineer, so like there's a flywheel arrangement. When the engine gives the power, that power goes to the flywheel. That flywheel actually transfers the power to the differential, and differential gives the power to both the wheels, whether it's rear or it's front or the four-wheel drive. So when that particular flywheel is moving, it is just transferring that particular rotational power to that gear, bevel gear arrangement in the differential. Nothing else it does. But there should be some brain or some thought to this particular point. Like if the flywheel is moving, there is a certain motion in that. So why not that motion also is creating some energy? That's why vehicles are getting heated up. Why not to that use that heat energy into some useful thing, so that we can reuse that energy and increase the efficiency of the vehicle? I'll give you one example. Long back in 2016, I used piezoelectric transducers. And that transducers actually used to capture the vibrations of the vehicle, which is vibrating, that EV and everything. And we used to take that particular current into an account, and we use it for charging. I tried to develop vehicles with self-sustained energy source. Not completely satisfied with that, though I have almost 14 patents in particular things in multiple researches. So I'll conclude with this, like problems, no one is going to tell you what problems you're going to face. Problems come when you experience that particular thing. You have to experience an EV industry, you have to experience an EV vehicle, and you have to differentiate and make out what challenges are there. And regarding if you are going to start a venture, it's a complete different set of discussion. So I guess this is for all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to express our sincere gratitude to Mr. Akshay Bhaskar, sir, for delivering such an inspiring and eye-opening session today. Sir, your journey from a simple question asked by a professor, solve one problem of your life, to actually building a company dedicated to solving that very problem is truly motivating. Your story shows us that great innovations often begin with a single challenge, followed with courage and belief. Your message about focusing on only one thing, either business or innovation, was especially powerful. In a world filled with distractions, you reminded us that clarity and commitment are the real keys to success. You also highlighted the important issue of battery after backup after battery discharge, just like fuel reserve in traditional vehicles, and how engineers need to rethink this for EVs. Your explanation of the distribution stages and challenges of EV technology helped us understand the entire ecosystem behind the scenes, right from development to delivering a vehicle to the customer. Sir, you just did not talk about engineering. You showed us what it means to be responsible engineers, passionate innovators, and determined problem solvers. Your journey and your words will surely stay with all of us. On behalf of everyone attending this hybrid seminar, thank you Mr. Akshay Bhaskar sir, for your valuable time, your wisdom, and your inspiring story. We truly learned a lot today. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
For the concluding remarks of the day, we invite Mr. K.P. Yadav, sir, Head of Department, Electrical Engineering, to deliver the vote of thanks. Please give a round of applause.
Respected Chairman, sir, Secretary, sir, Director, sir, Registrar, sir, Respected Chairman, sir, Secretary, sir, Director, sir, Registrar, sir, Dean, sir, Head of Department, guests and speakers, faculty and staff members, my colleagues and dear student, press, media person, good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of Electrical Engineering Department, RRIMT Lucknow, I am thankful to honorable speakers who accepted our request to join this national seminar and deliver very effective knowledge. I am also thankful to Chairman sir, Secretary sir, who always motivate and support us for such type of events. I am also thankful to our Director sir, Registrar sir, and Dean sir for their valuable guidance and keen interest for organizing this seminar. I am also thankful to all faculty members and students for their cooperation. Thank you to all.
After the vote of thanks, thank you, sir. With that, we officially conclude the proceedings of the national seminar.
As we draw this incredible day to a close, I want to express our heartfelt gratitude to everyone. The National Seminar on Electric Vehicle Issues, Innovations, and Future Trends has truly been a journey of discovery. We leave today energized by the innovation and collective drive towards a sustainable EV future. Let's carry the energy and knowledge shared here forward to drive real change in the automotive sector.
We have covered the full spectrum of EV knowledge today, from Mr. H.K. Agrawal setting the stage to industry leaders like Mr. Prabhat Kumar Jha illuminating production challenges and Mr. Saurabh Mohan Saxena sir sharing cutting-edge AHODS solutions. Air Commodore S.S. Saxena sir gave us a unique perspective on reliability. Mr. Akshay sir highlighted the vibrant startup ecosystem. And finally, Professor Shailendra Singh Chauhan sir brought it full circle with academic insight. Thank you all for your enthusiastic participation. Thank you. We kindly request everyone to stand for the national anthem. Jai.